Hello, Mcluvin News. Now, for all those who voted for Trump and all those who voted for Kamala Harris, let's remember something. Tearing the Band-Aid off this country and unsewing all that deep hatred, racism, and division was what the conservative and liberal side wanted. That's why that division still exists, and that's what that narrative comes from, conservative Republican side, not just primarily liberal side. And that's a fact. Liberal is no better than being too far right, and being too far right is no better than too far left. The problem is we just don't want to come to the middle like we used to, and we need to. We need to get back to common principles, to value true Republicans, true conservative Republicans, true conservative Democrats, and middle ground Democrats, and leftist-leaning Democrats, and even those who are leftist-leaning Republican, and or who are middle ground, or non-associated, and old school, and that includes old school Democrats. That's the value of what we're missing in this country. And with the conservative narrative, including, yes, song rapper, artist, and Tom MacDonald releasing his new Thunder Roll commentary from a recent YouTube video I can show you right here, which I do follow his posts as I do value his music. It's fascinating to see that he takes more interest in generally coming through with more talk about how he wants to get more rhetoric sold out on Donald Trump, with this video here from him talking about how Donald Trump was posting this fun meme about him crapping on the president, and how the artist for this particular artist came through, talked about them not being happy with them using his song. He tells them to use his most recent song because Donald Trump was proudly crapping on American citizens. You know what's interesting about that No King's March? From a recent article I've also seen, and more relevant to that fact of what really shows the true division, where we allow somebody from another country, Tom MacDonald being a proud rapper, and he's very well said and well spoken, he keeps wanting to poke his necks into our politics, and as I've said before, what a hypocrite, just like anybody else. But he's right about a lot of the songs and the rhetoric, talking about the strong narrative of the left and the dangerous rhetoric of what they might flout. And yes, there was true at the No Kings rally. Out of the 99% of great and amazing, highly reputable and well-recognized people who showed up and fought through to stand up against the No Kings movement, there were some people who showed up endorsing Charlie Kirk's assassination or endorsing Donald Trump's near-life death threats and or shots that he's been taking. And they were dead wrong. But out of the majority, there was a very small percentage, less than 0.1% of those who chose to take that action. The rest were highly reputable and more than recognized, highly reputable people who showed up, their families, moms, kids, and anybody else who had a right to speak and talk. And we get back to the narrative of that conservative and liberal side. We get to the fact of me reminding people who watch my channel who don't know this, I'm a libertarian, but I also value conservative values as much as I value some leaning left sides. But what's most important to get our kids back on the common ground, which they've got to be more than sick and tired of seeing this. And shame on you parents and you adults and anybody who has kids who's allowed this to happen to them. If you feel ashamed enough, you should be able to speak up and talk about these points and get back on a common ground to stress how important this is. Because the more we push the divide, the more we tear down the Republican and Democratic two-party system, and we just give way to the enemies and people outside of our country to get inside of our heads. And we need to stand up for that value for our kids, because without the present, we don't protect it, there is no future. Without the present, there is no future.